a brilliant position here. Yeah, they've had a while to establish it as well. On the hilltop that they have so much control over the surrounding area. They have vision every single direction. Everybody else just trying to play in their shadow at the moment. eArena have managed to push in from the east side. And SIDHUisLIV continuing their hold on the southeast point of SIDHUisLIV. Doing a little bit against Al-Ula. Godlike suffering once more at the hands of Orangutan. And eArena are actually pushing up to try and third-party split that fight on the north edge and maybe hound down Godlike.
Godlike trying to hold on here. Southern shift. Yeah, indeed for a lot of these teams. S2G, SIDHUisLIV, eArena not liking that one. Now there's Godlike. But Furia, they'll take that all day long. Possibly even looking for a back-to-back chicken dinner here. As Aurora, though, that's going to be the team they're going to have to fight because Aurora's going to be pressing into that hard shift side location. Tianba, QZZ knocked. Doing a great job of being able to throw down those smokes very, very quickly here to try to pick up their superstar player. Coops trying to catch some shots into those smokes. They need to go ahead and just hold on to that coverage for just a little while longer.
Just a moment longer. Right now, I think that, yeah, we've only seen 3 players really fully confirmed to not be really in with much chance of moving forwards. A lot of recalls coming on through. Almost everyone in the lobby getting back to their feet. Damage going over towards S2G from Coop, but not quite fully connecting.
He's locked in today, man. I mean, those shots were on point. He was hitting them for the little slight angle that he had. He was getting serious value. You know, Tianba's locked in as well. They're just trying to get themselves in a good, solid position. They're in 4th place, 48 points. Not a bad start. But eArena with 75, they're the big threat in this lobby. The Thai squad looking really solid here in the Rondo. 1 elimination, the whole team up. They do have a position on the eastern side of the circle. Aurora right on top of them, though. Let's see what they decide to do here.
I mean, they are certainly alive on this side of the circle, but between Aurora and Ulf, it is a difficult position to try and hold down. And can they get much further forwards? I'm not entirely sure, Schweppes. Oh dear, the flames already licking the front of the bonnet there. And that is going to be an unhealthy vehicle. Not really too reliable when it comes to moving next. But they are safe for the time being next to these 2 teams. I'm looking at Orangutan and SIDHUisLIV on that north side. Could be a contest around the mountain that sits between them. Godlike, I think, are going to have a difficult time moving in as well. Either they could swing out into the blue zone very, very quickly now and try and rejoin Rita. But if you do, you're basically committing to going down in the next zone.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out.
Yeah, for sure. And Ida need to have a monster Rondo here if they want to be able to get themselves into serious money. Enigma Galaxy, meanwhile, 2nd place. Down a player. Lord going to be using some of that terraforming to put himself into a safe position. This is still super early. I mean, that's just Rondo. The Rondo starts off so aggressive, starts to slow down here in the mid-game as teams solidify their locations. And then it's going to get red hot here in just a minute. Let's see where this circle goes. We're going to see a crazy southern hard shift again. Will it center up? That's going to be huge for these teams. And it does favor the south side a little bit.
Okay, I mean, for Aura, this is great news for them. Their west side is fairly free and clear. Ida do opt to regroup on the south side, which I'm not entirely sure about. I feel like that may be a misplay for them. A very difficult approach from that angle. S2G trying to make the approach that is probably in Ida's future. Finding out how difficult it can be. Furia extracting a toll for it. But they do crash in. They do get to the center of this one. And actually, may be able to get control of this recall tower that's available for about another minute or so. If they can get control of it, get that recall in fast, they could be in with a full force squad on this location. And I think they know the Jiggle's here, but they don't have a lot of time to play around with. It's really ticking away, and a bounce on the nade's not good.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a self-nade there. I don't know if you saw that chain link fence at the top of it. Great nades, though, from Nongshim Red Force. Oh, it doesn't hit the mark, though. I thought that was good. And they're going to be sharing this location for now with eArena. And this is pretty darn central. So I'm surprised they're really battling this out. This is a dangerous fight, honestly. Like, if they take this fight, they're going to get third party.
I mean, all the fights now in the middle are dangerous. Godlike on the south side.
What happened?
Ooh, I think a vehicle explosion there came on through.
Was
took
that
Tony K down. No, it wasn't a self-drop, don't worry. I would have clocked that one. It was an explosion that came through. The nade, just falls short of the deployable cover. They continue to not quite find the mark for Nick McAllister, sorry, for Nongshim Red Force. They aren't quite connecting here. Not quite getting what they want to get done. Orangutan try and crash into the middle against S2G. It's looking to go pretty well for Orangutan, actually, as S2G are going to go down fully. These recall towers are pretty much done and dusted. Only a couple more seconds to get them used.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to be able to use it here at this late stage, especially if you already burned a lot of your recalls earlier on. And let's see right now as Ray-Z is able to get a nice knock there on the tops with a nade. Another one in return as Bose catches Federales. And now here comes Win in the vehicle. Possibly just trying to get some information. He gets some for sure. Pops out. Oh, that did sting.
Okay.
Razak, though, got the shotgun. S12K. Oh, gets knocked. And Team Flash put in the work here on Vitality.
Hey, we know what Razy can do, but he's not going to do it this time around. Vitality go down. Flash playing on with 3. The recall towers are now shut down, which means that every elim will stick. There are no recalls available. The Arena somehow managed to get straight to the center of this circle. Is kind of crazy, and to do so with 4 players alive, great news. Hopefully they can make that one work. Meanwhile, on the south side, you've got Godlike, Ida, and Furia all looking for position. Yeah, this is a replay, I think, on how Tony K went down.
Yeah,
he ran into the buggy. He ran into the buggy.
Yeah, well, it was that cover flare that ended up busting up that buggy, and it was just inching it little by little and just did enough damage to pop it. So you gotta watch out where you drop those cover flares.
Hey, no harm, no foul. They're all alive, and that's what matters right now. Nade over the top, over towards Nick McGalaxy, though, from Tianba, who have had to fight down from this north side of their compound. Nick McGalaxy have been hiding here for quite a while, and Tianba seemed to be an overwhelming force for them. Ralph alone, isolated away from the rest of the team. Ulf have been trying to push in from the east side, and somehow Scarface doesn't go down here. Finally does get knocked to QZZ. There is an answer, a little bit of damage, and his 4 drives chiming in for a third party from the west side.
QZZ getting caught out by Ulf. And Milu getting shot in his back from 4 thrives. Tianba now are fully pinched. You got 4 thrives looking at one side, Ulf looking on the other, and this is all outside of the circle. Disaster here for Tianba, who are looking so strong in this game. Gonna have to fight their way out of this position.
A lot of movement now necessary on the northeast side as well as on this south edge, and this is what I was worried about for Ida. They managed to get a couple of elims on the angle, but they trapped themselves behind the water. Wrapping around that one, it takes so much wind out of your sails. You just don't continue that speed. You don't carry any momentum in towards the circle. And they found out all about it. Furia were a roadblock for them, and they may have dragged Furia down with them, but for Emre, he's now got so much to do, and he's going to crash probably straight onto Aura, and almost certainly going to go down here. I'm so surprised he hasn't already fallen, and Emre just sneaking his way through.
Tianba on the drive-in now. Gonna have to force to just fully send it onto the middle, but they are getting beat up here. Sacrificing players one by one. Milu, oh, with a bad drive. And now it's up to the single player. Oh, he does end up catching 1 point. So Tianba hold on just for a little while longer.
Staying alive, staying in the thick of things. The Arena unlikely to be able to push fully up and over with Ulf suppressing this angle. Akin can survive for just a while longer. And Ulf are going to have a tough time actually pushing towards this one with the suppressive fire coming in, but Akin does go down. That actually comes from Furia. Very long shot down from the south side. Close to max range, I believe.
Furia,
yeah, 393 meters there, Ayala.
Ooh, Ayala and Furia are putting in work here. 10 points on the board so far. Right behind him is OG with 8. They definitely needed those points. And here comes Furia, pressing in through the south side, moving in little by little, making sure that there ain't nobody near him.
Aurora with the western high ground as well, this mountain, giving them a lot to work with. The position held previously by Aura, but they decided to commit instead much more central onto the west point of the compound that sits central on this circle.
This would be a big
give
game for
Aurora this position. I mean, it absolutely could be. Given their position with 8 elims, they've got some brilliant oversight. Not too many teams have the flexibility to challenge them. It is, of course, the Kiss curse position, though, because you do have to leave it at some point. Well, almost certainly you're going to have to leave it at some point, and that is where things start to get a little bit muddy.
If this zone shifts to Aurora, they're getting like 20 points this game. Plus, I mean, this is the spot to have. But it is quite on the edge here. Let's see if they end up getting lucky. This is the time to get lucky in the map that you really want to get lucky on, that's for sure. But meanwhile, Nongship Red Force catching Chief out from Furia.
Sneaking it. A shot in around the sides of those silos, through the fences. It is pretty resible, though, for Furia, I imagine. The circle does move away from Aurora, though, and up towards the north side. This is a lot of open ground that maybe Fourth Rise could try and leverage, but there's not a lot for them to try and work with. You could see just sweeping out to the west, it's wide open. You're going to need those cover flares, so it depends how many they've got in the back pocket. Create some of your own defilades with that destructible terrain. It's what they're going to be needing to do to control that north side. In the meantime, Furia still giving it large on the south side.
Doc starting to throw some nades in. They know they got to get moving here. They got those vehicles. They're smoking, though. Oh, Bose does go down. That's